Square, which is my post. I love Mardi Gras, man. I love this time of year. For the people that don't know, we had the first Mardi Gras. It was yours. So here we take it serious. Hello?
To accept the sign now.
Yo.
Yo.
What's up?
What up, man?
My brother, we grew up together, same mom, same dad. He's 10 years older than I am.
How mama doing, man?
He's doing good. He's been in federal prison for 10 years for selling drugs. We talk all the time about, his decision that he made. And I learned from his mistakes. And tell me, Rod, what you think about my career, man?
I'm proud of you, man. I tell everybody in here, man, my brother a homicide detective, I don't believe it to this day.
You used to try to hide from me.
I used to hate for you to be in my business, though. I hate for you to find out. You always say, why the hell are you selling this? I'm gonna tell you something. I thought over that crack went crazy in there, man. Honestly. I would have made a decent year without you.
Appreciate it, man.
I love you, man. Take care of yourself.
All right, love you too, man. I remember when going through the interview process with the police department, they asked me, was it anybody that I was embarrassed or ashamed of that's in my family? I mean, I don't know if they was looking for me to say, hey, I got a brother in prison, I'm ashamed of him. No, nah, not at all, man. Man, I love that dude to death, man. Love him to death.
Mobile 911.
I just heard 5 or 6 gunshots. Look outside the window, there's 3 or 4 guys running down the street.
Do you know if they were males or females, black or white?
They were male black. Please come. We've got 3 children here.
Okay.
No, please. I need the police. Please.
What's going on here?
I don't know, my son. Somebody in this house might have been shot. The door's wide open. There's bullet holes in the window, and I don't want to go inside. Please, need the police.
Yes, sir.
For homicide detectives, their chance of solving a murder is cut in half if they don't get a lead within the first 48 hours.
So much. We got you out inside. Multiple shots. Man, you come over here, found the door open and called us.
He believes that he is his sin.
28-year-old Brandon Cadwell worked at a local hibachi restaurant. He leaves behind his parents and 3 brothers.
Many other possible victims will be.
The second victim is a 31-year-old male.
You want to take a look? Yeah.
So in the hallway, you've got this guy on the right, and then the other guy we believe is possibly Brandon.
Brandon was shot 5 times in the back of his head and in his face, neck, and arm.
There's a bullet hole in the door right there where he would have been standing. And then the other guy on the right.
Lying face down across the hall, the second victim was shot 8 times in the head and the back.
There's 7 shell casings in the hallway here.
Surrounding the victims.
There's 2 in that room there. 40 S&W.
2 kinds of .40 caliber shell casings. 9 in total.
There's a hole right there.
Living room lodged in a shelf.
You got the rifle rounds.
Are 7 .223 projectiles. Outside,
all rifle cases.
53. REM.
The team finds 7 rifle casings.
So you had one person with an assault rifle and another with a pistol, at least.
Yeah.
And they came up, and obviously they shot rifle rounds to get their attention. They retreated to the back of the residence. They just came in blasted. Caught completely off guard. So I don't want to tell you.
His ID unit officers process the scene.
Y'all the people that had y'all arrested me. Yeah. This way, though.
Detectives speak to one of Brandon's relatives, who also lives in the house.
Impressive.
When all this was happening, where were you at?
Highway 9. I was going to bring somebody some food, and I didn't make it. My friend called me and said, "Why's your window busted?" I said, "Window busted?" She said, "Your door is open." I'm like, "Oh, what happened?" So she walked in and screamed. My ears still ringing. I whipped the car around her.
He says he called Brandon's father to check on the house.
I was first on the scene.
And then when you come back to the house?
Yeah. Here I am.
Okay. Run us through what happened.
We were chilling at the house.
He says earlier that night, he was hanging out with Brandon when someone came by to meet the second victim.
And he kept meeting a couple people. He sold them some weed. I don't know what they look like. I don't pay attention.
He says the second victim, who moved in 2 weeks ago, was dealing drugs out of the house.
When I tell you, the scale of this man might sell 10 pounds in a day. I swear to God, this dude walks around with $100,000 on him. Everywhere. 100, not 50, 100 or better. It would be in a leather book bag, like a Gucci leather book bag. If that bag is not in that house, this was a robbery. He claims to have over $1 million.
If he's got as much money as you saying that he's got, why is he staying here with you?
He does have a house. And somebody broke into it and it was just getting hot, so he needed like a safe haven. But he started being careless and letting mother pull up here in traffic. But in traffic, all these people know where the he's at. And that's our end result. That's what happened. The dude who might have shot Brandon as a casualty. He was a working man, a college kid. He ain't in the streets like that.
Okay. Appreciate it, man.
We believe that the other victim, Brandon, was clapped inside. We can't find the bag that this guy would have. Yeah.
Detectives discover a cell phone in the second victim's pocket.
And then one in the bedroom back here. Do you want us to collect these cell phones?
Yeah. Hopefully we can find who to talk to. Maybe the person who he was dealing with, talk to him last. You know, like, hey, yeah, I'm here, come by, you know. And maybe that's our guy. So we'll probably be here for another hour or so.
While ID unit officers continue processing the scene for fingerprints,
Now I'm off to headquarters.
Rogers gets back to homicide, hoping to get a lead from the victims' cell phones.
I haven't ran across anything yet that says, you know, that my victim was meeting up at the house with somebody. And this other one has got a passcode on it.
Rogers will order the second victim's cell phone and have the locked phone examined. Hours in,
Right now I'm looking at cell phone records.
as the second victim's phone records come in.
Hey, man, just got a print back from inside the house off of one of the door jambs, and it comes back to a guy named Larry Jackson.
Larry Jackson.
21-year-old Larry Jackson has no prior convictions.
Looked up his last metro and they gave me a phone number. 300.
Rogers scans the second victim's recent calls for Jackson's number.
He talked to him at 10:32. Yeah, 10:32. McCall. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude. Then his friends in the house?
Larry Jackson's cell phone number was one of the last to contact my victim. You had to explain what that conversation was about.
Rogers looks up addresses associated with Jackson.
Come back to the address. We need to pick that up. Right?
Says Larry called this morning from the hospital and said he'd been shot.
He went to pick up his friend at his grandmother's house.
She says the friend he went to pick up was Trayshawn Hughes.
But somebody just started shooting and got shot.
Larry claimed to have been shot around midnight in the neighboring city of Pritchard.
And they drove to the hospital.
She says Trayshawn drove Larry to the ER.
Is he still in the hospital?
Yeah.
The timeline of events with when he got shot matches up with the time of our double homicide. So we believe that he's involved. Talked to the front desk lady. They said that, he had just gotten wheeled out by a friend. He must have gotten word that we were coming to the hospital. Security combed the area. He's nowhere to be found. He's limping around with his friend. Trayshawn's address. What I believe is that they come over there, pretty much robbed this guy. Maybe it took too long, went inside, gunshots start going off and he gets shot also. Which it makes sense now, if you have another person in there with you, and you that many shell casings inside of the house, somebody else is bound to get hit. And Larry was the one that got hit. Well, we're police. Nobody home. Pretty sure this guy somewhere probably hurt, trying to seek some type of assistance from somebody. So we're trying to go back to the hospitals and see, check there.
After searching several hospitals for the possible suspects, they come up empty.
And we've been running and gunning for the past 25 hours. Haven't seen my babies for 25 hours.
The next morning,
It's Trayshawn. Doesn't have. Take Rogers.
Rogers gets a tip on Trayshawn's whereabouts.
Trayshawn ended up going to Georgia.
Trayshawn Hughes has fled to the Atlanta area, over 300 miles away.
All right, thank you. Everything points back to this guy. We got fingerprints. We have statement of him being shot. Then we have cell phone records. Run through it with the DA. I'm pretty sure he'll give it to me for Larry, but probably not for Trayshawn. But we believe he's with Trayshawn.
Rogers will need an arrest warrant before searching for his suspects.
These guys are 21, 22 years old. Really don't have a whole lot of resources.
Everybody run out.
Homicide responded to the double murder of 28-year-old Brandon Cadwell and a 31-year-old male. Learned there were at least 2 shooters who may have been after the second victim's drug money. ID'd Larry Jackson as a suspect through fingerprints and phone records, and learned he was shot the night of the murder, and that he may be on the run with his possible accomplice, Trayshawn Hughes. The next day,
Like Mr. Rogers say, great day in the neighborhood, you know? So, got this murder warrant.
Rogers gets an arrest warrant signed for Larry Jackson.
Got it for murder and also shooting into an occupied dwelling. So right now, we're gonna hand it over to the U.S. Marshals and hopefully they can pick him up. Maybe he can tell us exactly who else was with him. I've probably said it a million times, but doing this drug dealing type is a dangerous game. My brother, he chose to sell drugs and ended up with the consequences of, being in prison. But I'd rather have him in prison to where I can go and visit him than him, being on the streets now and having this happen to him.
Days later, with the suspects still on the streets.
Take Rogers.
Rogers gets a call from a defense attorney.
All right, thank you. So Larry's coming in the morning for those. See if he comes in.
2 days later, with no sign of Larry, detectives track him down at a relative's house and bring him in.
Give us a sec, bro.
We believe he can act alone, so it's the fact of getting him to turn in his friend. Okay, we brought you in to talk about this incident, your injury and everything.
What happened to you, Larry?
I was shot.
Is that the only injury that you got? This is just like
crazy.
Why did this happen to you? Go walk me through that.
Well, I was wrong place, wrong time at a drug house.
Talk to us about that incident when you got shot.
I couldn't talk about that. My lawyer told me I can't talk about it.
Just gonna tell you right now what you're being charged with. 2 counts of murder, okay?
Alright, give us a second, okay?
I don't believe that wrong place at the wrong time. Nah, that's not gonna flow with me at all. But he didn't give up his homeboy, Trayshawn. Definitely need to see what kind of involvement he had in the case.
After 6 months without a new lead on Trayshawn Hughes, a witness comes forward.
Okay. Let's talk about Trayshawn. Take me through last year about any events that Trayshawn may have told you about.
And his friends that went around somebody. And I guess it didn't go so right. So I guess they had to kill, I think it was 2 people.
Okay.
No one was a third guy.
The witness says Trayshawn and Larry pulled the robbery with a third suspect.
Have you ever seen that guy before? Okay.
They keep it open. Larry went in the house first. Larry had the gun, Trayshawn behind him. They both started firing because the dudes started firing them. And I guess they killed 2 dudes in the house. He had dropped Larry off at the hospital because he had got shot in the knee. Because y'all see Wade or whatever in Texas.
And did you see that cash? With your eyes? brought the cash?
Trishon.
And where did he bring it to?
My house.
Alright. Does he still have any of the cash that you know of?
Trey brought it in.
The witness says Trayshawn used the stolen money to bail Larry Jackson out of jail for the murder charge.
So he gets there, he's got this money. How did the conversation start about what he told you?
He was like, Carlton, you don't tell nobody about this. Carlton, he was just panicking like about the whole situation.
Okay, thank you. Jackpot. We knew Trayshawn, but I knew it was a third guy. This is a huge break because everything that we had was, a lot of circumstantial stuff, whatever. Trayshawn told firsthand, so that the only person who would know is the person who done it. The plan is call the DA and tell him what we have now. See if we get that murder warrant signed for Trayshawn. See what he has to say about that third suspect.
The next day,
I talked with the DA. We'll give him a murder warrant for Trayshawn. Right now, I'm heading to get this murder warrant signed. Yeah. Alright. People seen him walking around town. We know he left out and went to Georgia. Now he's back home. We're gonna call the marshals to see if they can get him in custody. Trayshawn had 6 months to pretty much enjoy his own family. Brandon didn't. So, his luck's running out. Right now, Trayshawn was just picked up.
U.S. Marshals arrest Trayshawn Hughes in an apartment building in the Tolmanville neighborhood.
A witness told me that Trayshawn, Larry, and he said his other guy went to the house.
Rogers needs the name of the third suspect.
I gotta be able to get him to talk. Maybe not. We'll see. Hello, it's me. I'm gonna take the Rogers, my partner, to take the letters. Alright, so do you have any idea for us why we're right here in this position talking?
The night I took my brother to the hospital. Who's your brother? Larry. Is that your blood brother? He's not that's my brother.
Let's do this straight, Sean. Because I really don't want to waste your time.
You know that you were over there with Larry.
That's for a fact.
Now, what happened while you were there is what we expect you to talk to us about.
We went over there to get weed.
Trayshawn claims that he and Larry, who he calls Lito, went to buy marijuana.
Who was all of Leo's car?
Just me and Lito.
And who else?
Josh called Woods in the driveway.
He admits their friend Josh met them there and gives detectives a last name for Josh.
Lito got a car going out this week.
He claims that Larry entered the house alone while Josh waited outside the door and he waited by the car.
Leo was sitting in the house for a minute. I'd say probably about 5-10 minutes. And then I heard gunshot.
And who was you know about? Josh. Alright. So what kind of gun Josh was shooting?
Some type of rifle.
Okay, where was Larry?
In the house. He shot Larry.
He says the third suspect, Josh, shot Larry.
How? Tell me how.
When the guy opened the door.
He says while letting Larry inside, the second victim noticed Josh.
And bro shut the door. And like moved in. And Josh started shooting in the house, and that's when he shot Larry and leave. When I heard the shot, I was getting down the street. But then when I saw him, like, oh, he alive.
He says Larry emerged from the back of the house.
I ran back. He got in the passenger side and I got in the driver's side. And that's when I took the house.
Where's Josh?
And Josh didn't come to the house, girl.
So tell me this. What was taken?
Money and drugs.
How much money? We talking about thousands?
Yeah, it was mostly like hundreds and twenties.
Where's the money now?
I don't know.
How did he get money out?
His mom bought him out.
Listen, did Larry tell you that he shot him?
Yeah, that's the thing. He was like, bro, came from somewhere and shot him.
So when did you fire your shot? I'm gonna get straight to the point. When did you fire your shots?
I swear to God, I'm not the grave. I didn't have to fire a shot, bro.
So you never went inside the house?
No, never went inside the house. I never fired no shot.
Alright. He was trying to pretty much distance himself away from everything. Plus the bullet that's found in Larry's leg, I don't think that came from a rifle round. I believe it came from pretty much a handgun. Trace Young can get arrested and charged with 2 murders. Now I gotta get this other guy.
Rogers looks up Josh.
That'll be my third guy.
He's 22 years old and has an outstanding traffic warrant.
Another current address. I gotta try to locate him, pick him up, and interview him.
Over the next 2 weeks, the team searches for the third possible suspect, Josh.
He last worked on a chicken loop. This is an address that we hadn't found yet.
What up? Speak for where speak? I got you. Hey, I'm Detective Rogers, my partner, Detective Nettles. Is it Joshua or?
Yeah. We talked to your partners, your boys.
Good. Do you know who we're talking about? Larry Jackson, Trayshawn Hughes.
Yes.
You know them?
Yeah, that's what I know what that little situation they got going on. I don't know nothing about that. What situation are we talking about? I want you to understand that some people have told us some things, and the only thing that we're doing is asking you right now is to set the record straight before it's too late. Yeah, y'all got to I'm dead serious, buddy. It's simple, bro. Y'all got to judge. So they're affiliated with 2 Joshes, is what you're telling me? Yeah, I'm Josh Williams. I'm dead serious, like, I ain't got nothing to do with these right now. I was in the bed with her whenever the occurred. Josh Williams. You know, tall, got a boots, got a little dog in you. Got a tattoo. That's the young nigga for, cause that's the only that they used to beat me back in the G, man.
Be real with you. Your homeboys dined you out, alright? What they did say was that you had the gun in your hand.
Man, that's what man, look, bro, the crazy did. I don't care if you don't believe me or not, but guess what? I swear to God. I ain't gonna say about
He's trying to say that we got the wrong guy. I'm 100% sure that this is my guy.
I mean, right now we only have circumstantial evidence on him, but it's not enough to make an arrest by itself.
break from an unexpected source.
Trayshawn had the death penalty land on the table for him, so it's all about saving his own ass now to give up that third person, and he decided to do that. He gave up the name Joshua Williams. So after getting information from Trayshawn, he provided a phone number for Josh Williams. In the phone records of Trayshawn and Larry Jackson, Joshua Williams' phone number appears on both of them at the same time of the homicide. Not only that, we've got phone records showing him with Larry Jackson and Trayshawn Hughes together that night during the homicide. That's enough for an actual murder warrant, so we pick him up this morning. This is something that has been playing on this for 2.5 years, and today's gonna be that time for him to get it off his chest. So I'm gonna take the rods in my part and take the bars. So, do you know where Trayshawn is now? Do you know where Larry is now?
Yes.
Yes, all right. So, explain to me, how did they get there?
I don't know, man. The only thing I know about it is, you know what I'm saying, that they in jail.
So, the thing is that we've been doing our homework, all right? We have cell phone records with your location. Your phone number. You, Trayshawn, and Larry are in the same place at the same time when the incident happened.
Alright.
Explain it.
Alright. I'll link over there.
He says that a couple of nights before the robbery, he was hanging out with Larry and Trayshawn.
He's like, I took an L on some weed.
What did he say to them?
One of the quality it was supposed to be.
Okay.
I guess like do hope charge. Whatever I tell you.
And that's from the person that he was buying the weed from?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know the person who he's buying the weed from?
Not at all.
Okay.
So a couple nights later, we all back together again. The plan was to go over there, you know what I'm saying, catch him in the crib, just rob him. To basically get his money back. Go to like other side though. Larry inside the house at this point.
He says Larry was supposed to lure the victims outside.
The dude opened the door and he seen us. He slammed the door shut. And Larry still is with him, you know what I'm saying? We go to the window and I just see somebody. Shot.
Shot your rifle?
Me and Trey, he let me go.
He says he and Trayshawn fled to Trayshawn's cousin's house, leaving Larry behind.
And right after when we get there, he hop in his car.
He claims that Trayshawn went back to the victim's house alone to get Larry.
When him and Trey finally came back, he was like, damn, you shot me. I was like, man, I'm sorry, man. I panicked. And I thought them gonna try to kill us, you know what I'm saying?
What did he tell you was going on inside the house?
He told me they tried to get his gun and fire back.
But Larry was in the house when those shots was fired.
Yeah.
Okay, so Trey didn't fire at all.
Trey didn't fire his gun at all.
So how much did y'all make out with?
That is a part that I really don't know. I seen Trey with a book bag, but
So you realize 2 people's lives are gone, right?
that's what I'm saying.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about death. You can't get it back
Can't take that.
at all.
Can't take that back.
At all, man. Give me a second, all right? Larry Jackson sold bad drugs. He wanted his money back. He knew how comfortable the victim was with him. So their plan was to go over to his residence, get inside, and have Joshua Williams and Trayshawn Hughes try to commit a robbery to where he can feel like, he wouldn't think that it's involved. And so it's pretty much almost like an ambush. the victims actually, tried to fight back, in which that's how Larry Jackson possibly sustained his gunshot wound. All right, this was going on, right? You're gonna be charged with 4 counts of capital murder, robbery, burglary, shooting into an occupied dwelling, and killing the one. There was even more closure now that I'm able to get this guy off the street. I mean, now he gets to, face his actions. Everybody want to make quick money, which is not the right money to make. But there's an hopeful message for everybody, thinking that hitting this quickly can mess up your whole life. That could have been successful with whatever they want to do, but it'll never happen now. Just because one night they decided to do the wrong thing. It landed 3 guys in prison and 2 guys to the grave. My brother Tony, his worst decision was for him to sell drugs, and it landed him in federal prison with a 27-year sentence. And then that hurts. That hurts. And the thing about it is that before selling drugs, he didn't want me nowhere near it. He said, "Tremaine, don't let me see you around here." And I did what he said. He didn't want me to end up where he's at now. And I thank him for that, because I could have easily went down the wrong road.